The New Army. It's known by many nicknames. The No Harmy, the Not the Officer, the other one, and in some circles, the This goddamn pistol fucking goddamn just die! Finally. Right. I think for the purposes of this video, we're just gonna call it the New Army. The Caldwell 92 New Army is a single-slot compact pistol that costs $90 and does 97 damage to the chest. It has the slowest muzzle velocity of all the one-slot pistols at 230 meters per second and a decent rate of fire at 30 rounds per minute, meaning it's probably best in close range. You know, the type of weapon you'd want for home defense. Except in my case, where every weapon is home defense. The New Army unlocks at blood rank 12, which might make you think it's a beginner weapon only fit for white shirts. But I'd argue the New Army is strangely one of the best handguns in the game, and we will get to that. But first, let's start off like SC Johnson and talk about those deets. The New Army has no variants. Right, Dennis? You wouldn't leak a variant, would you? We are going to proceed in this video as if the Swift is already a thing, and you can just mentally fill in the gaps if you're watching this in the future. The New Army has one variant, the Swift, which allows you to reload quickly at the cost of any unspent ammo being lost. The base version is good enough in most situations, but you might want the Swift if you dual wield, which we will talk about in a second. Of course, the New Army's base reload is 9.5 seconds, so the Swift is good for anyone spamming all 6 shots as well. The New Army has 2 custom ammo types, FMJ for $50 and Dum Dum for $50. FMJ increases the damage over range and the bullet penetration at the cost of muzzle velocity, setting the bullet to a painfully slow 200 meters per second. But it also raises the maximum headshot range from 80 meters to 99 meters. Dum Dum ammo causes hunters to bleed, but also drops the muzzle velocity and removes any bullet penetration, which means no shooting through walls. It is a great ammo to apply pressure or sometimes even get a delayed kill. Of the two, I prefer FMJ for the extra lethality at range. With the New Army, the bullet is going to be slow anyway, so you might as well get those extra 20 meters of possible headshots. But Dum Dum is a great alternative pick if you're taking long ammo or a shotgun to give yourself time to maneuver or get a few ticks of extra damage, and the headshots still work fine. The New Army can only benefit from one trait, Ambidextrous, which increases the reload speed when dual wielding. This isn't a must-have because it only saves you about 2 or 3 seconds, and as we discussed, the Swift allows you to reload quickly as well, no traits required. These are the Scotfield Swifts, but you get the point. Speaking of Swifts, in doing the research for this video, I stumbled upon this article that discusses fan theories on which album Taylor Swift is going to record or re-record next. And the fans were decoding even the smallest hints, like a wedding backdrop in a music video, or the singer's dress color referencing an album cover. And at first, I scoffed at that, like blah blah blah, what a waste of time. And then I realized I do that as a hobby for Hunt Showdown. So subscribe to your favorite Hunt Swiftie, I guess. Yeah. So, one of the questions you may be asking is why take the New Army over the Officer pistol? Well, thanks to the new stats comparison screen, you can easily see that the New Army is better in almost every way. Wait, that can't be right. Okay, the answer is a little more nuanced. They are both double action pistols and they cost about the same, but they diverge in key ways. The New Army does 97 damage to the chest versus the Officer's 91. The New Army has a 6-round cylinder and 18 bullets total versus the Officer's 7-round cylinder and 21 bullets total. The muzzle velocity is much lower on the New Army at 230 meters per second versus the Officer's 330, but with custom ammo, the New Army sits at 200 meters per second with FMJ or Dum Dum versus the 490 meters per second possible on the officer with high velocity ammo. So really, the new army hits a little harder, but it takes more precision because of its slower muzzle velocity and smaller cylinder. They are comparable in fire rate, but the officer will be much more likely to hit moving targets, and if none of that matters to you, it might just come down to which custom ammo you are wanting, FMJ and Dum Dum, or Poison and High Velocity. There's also the comparison of variants, Brawler versus Swift, and the difference in gun sights. It's the Matrix movie problem. Trying to determine which one is worse only complicates things more. At least by comparing them, you get a pretty good idea of the pros and cons. The new army is used best when spamming bullets at least close to head height. The muzzle velocity takes some leading, but guessing is also surprisingly effective. Of course, for many people, that muzzle velocity is a significant con, and it won't hold its damage over range as well as something like the Spitfire, which isn't much more expensive. On to everyone's favorite section then. What should you pair the new army with? Well, it makes a good backup weapon for almost any primary because it's so effective in close range. Really though, without fail, if I'm carrying the new army, someone will try to jump scare me.
Some sort of bow.
Regular.
Jesus Christ! I was not ready for that jump scare.
But if you are taking the Sparks, Dum Dum ammo on the new army might be your best friend. If you are taking a shotgun, FMJ might give you enough extra range to make you feel less naked in open spaces. How do you feel about that, Dennis?
Naked runs for the win.
Yes.
Not quite what I was asking, but okay. With the introduction of the Swift, I think dual-wielding new armies will be viable for a medium slot pick, despite the atrocious spread. They can really send some bullets down range, and if you're lucky, I mean really lucky, it can even outshoot an Avto. So, as you can see, something about the new army just clicks. Maybe it's the ability to spam bullets without fanning, maybe it's the funky recoil pattern, or maybe it's the super slow muzzle velocity akin to bullet time in the Matrix. Whatever it is, I land shots all the time I never expected to connect. Those that can wield the new army swear by it, and those that can't probably prefer something more consistent or harder hitting like the Spitfire. But I don't know, something about the way the new army plucks headshots out of thin air is a huge confidence boost, and it really starts to make you feel like you're the one.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Oh!
Got him. Nice.
I was being nice earlier. We all know Revolutions is the worst one, right?